Flash crash, manipulation, Trump tariffs, and more. What just happened in the cryptocurrency market? Well, I've got an update for you, but this covers all sorts, from deliberate manipulation to the Trump tariffs that are going to go ahead in the next few days. What do we need to do to get this market moving? Well, let's break it down in this video, so hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all of your daily cryptocurrency needs. With that being said, let's get into this video. So the obvious one is the breaking news that Trump has announced a 25% tariff on steel and aluminium tomorrow. This obviously in retaliation from those 15% tariffs put on from China for electric cars. And the trade war, I guess, is officially on. How long? How aggressive? Who knows? Are China going to back down as quick as we saw with Colombia and Canada and Europe allegedly? I'm not so sure. But the reality here is it's on a very specific sector. This could even be deliberate. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But obviously the markets don't like it. Risk assets don't like it. We've seen some of the market futures for the traditional stock markets, things like the Dow Jones down 1% in pre-market opening, as well as things like the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. In fact, the VIX on the volatility S&P 500 is skyrocketing to nearly 7%. But this isn't all. Yes, we got some Trump announcements on tariffs. There's also some other things going on. We're actually covering this live on my live streams, 4 p.m. Eastern every day. But speculators had built the largest Ethereum short position in history. This only just a few hours ago. And since then, we actually saw a big push down in the market. Now, I'm not specifically saying that this was deliberate. What I'm saying is there's some very interesting things going on when you look at leverage and you look at what is being done. In order to do that, we have to start here. Wintermute. They are a leading global algorithmic trading firm in digital assets. They create liquidity and efficient markets on centralized and decentralized trading platforms and off exchange. Ultimately, they absolutely drive market sentiment. They allow liquidity to flow into certain exchanges, decentralized exchanges, all of this kind of stuff. They make the market move. That's the best way of thinking about Wintermute. So while we were live, we were sort of seeing this move come in. We were seeing the markets push down. It was all getting a little bit interesting. And then we kind of came over and had a look at what's going on with Wintermute. Well, guess what? They have been stacking huge amounts of Ethereum, USDC, and USDT. We saw huge money flowing around with Coinbase moving to Binance, moving to Bybit, moving to OKX. All sorts of crazy things. You can see some of the transactions going here. 17 minutes ago, Binance deposit, USDC sold. Again, surprise, surprise. If you run it back to, let's say, a couple of hours ago, all you saw was huge amounts of USDC and USDT being bought. As an example, Binance Hot Wallet here buying $3 million worth of USDC. Crypto.com moving more money into a Binance deposit, 1.81 million. Bring it to now and see what is happening. So 3 hours ago, while we're seeing these big dips, guess what happened? The market took a big correction. We wicked all the way from 96,300, wicked all the way down 94.8, liquidated a ton of capital. You can actually take a look at exactly what this was in the region of around 280 million, 144 million on those long positions, plenty getting washed out of the market. And guess what? Well, fast forward to where we sit now. All you see is loads of positions of purchasing. This is very, very interesting. $1 million here bought of Ethereum, 2 million Ethereum, as well as $2.84 million worth of Solana, another $1.47 million worth of Ethereum. And again, the list goes on and on and on. $7 million worth of Ethereum here bought. Again, Binance buying another 3 million. And guess what? The market's pushed back up again. We're almost back to the point before the dump came in. Now, I'm not here to put my tinfoil hat on and say that this is deliberate, but what I am saying is it's very interesting. And sometimes you have to realize where our position, unfortunately, is in this market. We don't have the capital to move it. Other people do. The general sentiment right now is one of bearishness. We believe the market to push down further. Again, you can see, therefore, if the price was to move up, how much liquidations would come in. Just take an example, at 98,000, you would see roughly about $400 million worth of liquidations to coming over the next 24 hours. Scale that up to a week, you start to see continuations of the market feeling very bearish and potentially further pushing down in the market. You double that down when you look at the liquidation map, it becomes very interesting indeed. And again, we see this kind of push to grab some more of this liquidity across a number of these exchanges. When you take a look at where this liquidity actually sits, it all seems to follow a very interesting path. For example, grabbing this liquidity at the bottom range here, pretty much perfectly. Guess what? We're now pushing back to the upside. So you may see this dead cat bounce, this retest of this high range. There's a significant amount of liquidity sitting at around 98,000. Look at that potentially over the course of the next 2 or 3 days as market makers fancy a little bit more. We could see 98,000 run this week. CPI data expected to cool. 0.1 reduction could be beneficial for the markets. But sometimes you just have to watch it unfold before you make any decisions. And many people were in my live stream that were continuing to think about selling, and everyone was saying, look, let's just hold out, let's see what happens. And guess what? We bounced pretty much back to where we were before the dump came in. So let me know what you think of all of this in the comments down below. And always don't forget, we bring you the latest data and cryptocurrency news, reviews, and much more here on the 2Bit Crypto channel. So do me a favor, head down to the bottom of the screen, click that subscribe button, and don't forget, turn the notification bell on. You will not want to miss a beat in this bull market yet to do. As always, thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.